so.
It's okay.
To cover if Rod's not here.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Greenwood City Council meeting on this Monday, February the 2nd, 2026, it is 7:03 p.m. Ms. Derry, would you call the roll for us, please?
Sure. AC Brown.
Here.
Ralph Meeker.
Here.
Tim Terry's absent. Roger Rainwater.
Here.
Steve Tedford.
Here.
Rod Powell's absent, but there is a quorum.
Thank you very much. Before you stand, Brother Coleman from Free Will Baptist offered to switch places with me tonight, and I told him I could pray for 4 hours just like I can counsel for 4. So we're not going to switch. So if you'll please stand, and we'll start our meeting tonight with our prayer led by Nick Coleman from Free Will Baptist, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance by Chief Brad Hobbs.
Let's pray together. Well, God, we are thankful for the blessings of the day. We're thankful for the blessings of life and of health that you have given to us. We're thankful for the blessing that you have given to us through your Son. We're thankful for the salvation that we can receive when we place our faith in him. And Lord, we are thankful that we have life in you. I stand here now, Lord, in a room full of a lot of people that work thankless jobs. But Lord, I thank you for them tonight, and I pray, Lord, that you would bless them. That, Lord, you would lift up their spirits. That, Lord, you would bless them and their families tonight. And, Lord, may you bless this meeting. Lord, we thank you for where we live. We thank you for our community. We pray that you bless it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I would ask council to consider approving the minutes for the January 5th, 2026 regular city council meeting.
There's also a special called meeting minutes in there. I did get them done today, but
Okay.
there's a discrepancy Tom has. He's pointed something out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back and listen and verify if that's correct or not on some numbers.
Do
But
we,
he can state for the record what it is that he has issue with.
Regardless of what's written in there, I want to set the record straight for the special called meeting, second paragraph, where it's missing mark. To display the daily deficit trend line with explanation and among other details. One of the details was the overall operating budget, or the operations budget. That's the $11.5 million that I displayed. The other part was, it says with overall capital outlay being $23.2 million. That is the budget amount with the capital. So it's the 11.5 plus the capital. So the total budget is 23.2 million, not the capital only. It kind of implies that it's the capital. It's not what, I wanted to make sure there was no confusion with what those numbers are.
I will go back and listen and correct it accordingly.
okay. Do we need to prove,
You can table that set.
table
or-
that one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, is that council good with that, tabling that until the,
I don't know if you want to table it, even if that record is correct.
yeah,
I want to go on record
Right,
and say
right, right.
there's a correction to that.
Right.
And I gave you the real number.
He just wanted to clarify that.
Right, I got you.
In case it is something that was said.
so, council, what do you see fit to do? Just go ahead and,
Make a motion, we adopt the minutes pending that correction.
okay,
Second.
both meetings,
Yes, both meetings.
okay. Ms. Derry?
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Meeker,
Yes. Sure.
Tim Terry just walked in. We're approving minutes, but I don't know. You want to be
happened?
part of this vote?
No, I'll abstain.
All right. Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It passes by majority.
Thank you. Okay, recognitions and acknowledgements. Good timing, sir, Mr. Terry. I have something to acknowledge for you. I know you've already know, obviously, but I want to do it here tonight. For more than a quarter century, the soundtrack of Greenwood athletics has carried a familiar voice, steady, passionate, and unmistakably loyal. That voice belongs to Tim Terry, and in 2025, it earned statewide recognition once again. The Little Rock Touchdown Club has named Terry the recipient of the 2025 Sully Award honoring the most outstanding broadcast call in an Arkansas high school football game. It marks Terry's second Sully, with his first coming in 2018, and serves as another milestone in a career defined by dedication to Greenwood High School. This goes on and on and on. And Tim's already got a large head, so we're not gonna go on with that. But I would ask Mr. Terry, Councilman Terry, to give us just a little snippet of a touchdown, or whatever you want to do, whatever call you want to make.
But you're listening to Greenwood.
Right, I can see that, yeah, I see.
May I?
Do with the Golden Boy.
I'd like to do, the Golden Boy included, and also the trip around down to Benson's to get a hamburger.
That's what the call was.
Yeah,
I
that's the
wanted
call,
to do.
okay,
I wish
okay.
I had it, I might have it, can I just play
Okay.
it? How about that?
Yeah, no, you can play it.
There probably is an old baby in there.
Oh,
somewhere.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Shotgun for Archer. Trips out to the left, the wide side. Second and goal to 10. Kane wants to throw. Has pressure. Now he's got to roll out. Scrambling for his life. Can he get the corner? He's got it. It's time to throw. He want to try to run. Goes back across the field. Makes a man miss the 10. Makes a man miss the 9. Archer on his feet. Oh, baby! Golden boy! Oh, baby! 10-yard run. He made 3
You got another one?
I got about 50 of them.
Yeah. So at my funeral, if you could do that as
Yeah.
they're bringing me down, yeah, just something.
Right?
Oh, baby.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank
Very
you.
humbling.
Well, it's very cool. We appreciate you.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on. Thank you for that. Committee reports, I did not obviously take, well, I say obviously, I didn't take a chance to take the opportunity to look at all of them this afternoon. I think we've got most of them, but,
Didn't get planning,
okay.
and there was another one. Boys Club.
Boys and Girls Club, okay. I know Kenny came by to get his contract signed today, I believe, so. Anyway, if there's something that you don't see that you need to know, contact myself and/or Danielle as always, and we'll get that information to you. Citizen Forum, it is the night of politicians. I don't know whether there's a full moon, what's going on. We are honored to have everybody. I just went ahead and have everybody sign up on the Citizen Forum tonight. You please come to the microphone, say whatever you want to say. You've got 30 seconds. I'm joking. It's typically 5 minutes. You don't have to take that long, but if you can, if you want to. So I'll just call you up, and if you'll come to the microphone, give us your name and your address for our record, and do what you need to do. I've got Mr. Wyatt McIntyre.
Good evening. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come up and speak to you all. It's a pleasure. My name is Wyatt McIntyre. I'm a candidate for Sebastian County Sheriff. First of all, I am a Christian, I'm a Republican, and I am pro-Second Amendment. I have over 24 years of law enforcement experience, a little over 23 with the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office, and I've been the police chief down in Mansfield for the last year. During that time, I've held numerous different leadership roles. I was a sergeant in the jail. I was a sergeant on patrol. I went back to the jail as a lieutenant, as assistant jail administrator, where I held that position for the last 8 years of my employment there. While with the sheriff's office, I was on honor guard for over 16 years. That is something that I'm very, very proud of. I assisted and set up the logistics of a lot of funerals for fallen officers and people in the military and all kinds of different things. I was also on search and rescue for, probably 13 years. I was on SWAT team for 13 years, where I was assistant team leader for 4 years. And the last 3 years I was on the team, I was the team leader. Since being down in Mansfield, it's brought a whole new gambit of different things I've never had to deal with at the sheriff's office. You know, municipalities, you guys have to deal with a lot of different things. So, you know, dealing with schools, I never had to deal with that as a deputy. And, you know, having to deal with schools and juveniles, so I'm still learning. 24 years into this, I'm still learning the job. Couple things I want to work on as a sheriff is, first of all, leadership. I want to get our deputies in the leadership classes sooner, okay? We are horrible about waiting until law enforcement. We're mostly lieutenants, sometimes sergeant, but mostly lieutenants before we start sending people to leadership training. I want to start it way, way sooner. A few different reasons. One, for the deputy. That, you know, it gives them training, it gives them, before they can start developing bad traits or bad habits, this will help to get them out of it. And then when they have to come deal with the general public and take calls and answer questions, they're going to be better suited for it. I don't want our deputies to be just servant leaders. I want them to be informed leaders. So I want to get them into leadership training sooner and, you know, be able to answer the questions, be able to answer the why. I'm sure most of you guys see this, driving up and down 71. I want to get our deputies back on the county roads. You know, so many times I drive up and down 71. You'll see, especially from Jenny Lind area to Greenwood, you know, you see 3, 4, 5 county units sitting on the side of 71. I want to get them back on county roads, get them back out, serving the public of who they're supposed to be serving. If they want to be a trooper, they can go to troop school. You know, now I'm not saying that there's never a time our deputies need to be on highways and in cities. One thing I would do when I still work for the county is I would go on and check their stats, see what they're doing. You know, one, just to see if there's any crime around my house, but two, I would check traffic, you know, what they're doing as far as running traffic and stuff. Out of the last time I looked, and I forget the time frame, probably 3, 4, or 5 days, out of 77 traffic stops, only 2 were made on county roads. The rest were made on highways or in a city somewhere. I'm not saying there's not a time and place, but there's got to be a better split. We got to get our deputies back on county roads and out of cities and stuff. I got a ton more things I could talk to you guys about, different ideas I got, but you guys have any questions?
Council? Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Next on the list is Ricky Bowles.
Hello, I'm Ricky Bowles. Thank you all for allowing me this time to speak. I live in Hackett at 8801 Amity Lane, and I've been involved with the county for around 28, 29 years with volunteer fire department at Sugarloaf. I was 8 years chief and 16 years first responder. I'm now your current chief deputy coroner. I've had that role for last 4 years and been working with the coroner for a total of 9 years. And I'm running for the coroner's position, and I would really appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I'm going right down the list. Non-politician, Mr. Buddy Lloyd. Or maybe he is, I don't know. Sorry.
Buddy Lloyd, I live at 305 Twisted Oak Way, and I am not running for office. I'm here tonight to give you kind of an update on the partnership with the Greenwood Masonic Lodge, number 131, and the city of Greenwood. I'm building our new home for the Masonic Lodge and the permanent home for Troop 54. We're presently, we just got insulated. We're waiting for sheetrock to be delivered, and hopefully by the end of next week, we will have the sheetrock hung and starting our drywall. So very quickly, we plan to be in the dry, and you're welcome to come by and take a look at it, share with you your ideas or your thoughts, but we're excited. We're ready to move, and we're excited about having the Eagle Scouts in there with us as well. I would like to add one other thing. I live at Twisted Oak Way, which is East Village. I'd like for y'all to take some time, drive through. There's a lot of new homes that's been built. There's one person that moved into East Village from Greenwood. The rest of them are from outside of Greenwood, outside of the state of Arkansas, and they chose Greenwood, Arkansas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up is Miss Tammy Brown.
Thank you for the invite. I am Tammy Brown. I am running for Treasurer Collector, Sebastian County. I need your vote March 3rd. I am a child of God, I am a Republican, and I am a taxpayer. I live in Greenwood at 600 Bonnie Bell Lane, outside of Greenwood city limits, on a farm with my husband of 42 years. I have one daughter, a son-in-law, and one granddaughter, which is very special and precious. I have 29 years with Sebastian County. I am currently serving as a Chief Deputy Treasurer. Chief Deputy Treasurer acts as the elect in her absence, which is quite often. The Treasurer's office handles all the monies from the county reports, to direct deposits, to investments, to sending the city their money from the taxes. The collector's office mails out your tax statements, and we collect all the county taxes. We have 3 different locations. In my tenure and my experience, my office is primarily controlled by state laws. I have always answered questions, or I will get you to who can answer your question for you. I have the experience to be your next county elected official, treasurer collector. Any questions? Thank y'all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up is Ashley Buckley.
My name's Ashley Buckley. I'm currently running for Circuit Court Judge in Sebastian County. It's a nonpartisan election on March 3rd. I got the opportunity to come and speak with you all in the December meeting, and I really mainly came to socialize tonight, and so I thought, well, all the other politicians are speaking, so I may as well come up and introduce myself. So I appreciate the time to be able to share that with you all. But I've been working really hard since I was here last. I've knocked on a lot of doors, and one thing that has been surprising is that a lot of people, they aren't familiar with the upcoming election. I know this election was originally supposed to be towards the end of May, and it's coming up, and the legislator last March changed it to March. And so I think one thing that is really important is just making sure that all of our neighbors, our friends and family know that that election's coming up, because it's a really important one. We have really important leadership positions that are on deck to be voted on, and with early voting coming up soon, February 17th. So just making sure that everybody is educated to get out and vote. But I would love to have y'all's vote. And while I'm up here, if anybody has any questions that maybe you might have thought of since the last time I was up here.
You live here, Ashley?
I'm sorry?
You live here?
We live in Bonanza. So I live,
Bonanza?
my husband William and I, we live with our 2 sons, and we live at 1309 South Fork Lane in Bonanza. So we live right behind, on the other side of Bear Hollow. So
Right.
I take Bear Hollow right across. But yeah, so we lived there for about 5 years, and we lived in Fiena Hills before that, after we got out of school. And we have our own law practice in downtown Fort Smith. We've had that for about 10 years. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary together, doing civil litigation, but 15 years married. So
Y'all been practicing law enforcement for 15 years?
yeah, for 10 together, yes. When I got out of law school, I worked for a big law firm in Memphis. We both had jobs with big law firms, and we did that for a few years, and then decided to move back here. I'm from here. Grew up in this area, and we moved back here, and I was a deputy prosecutor for Sebastian County for 3 years, and worked for Dan Shue. I got to do a lot of jury trials, and then I moved on to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and then I was an assistant U.S. attorney there. And I did human trafficking, crimes against children, online exploitation, things like that. And then when we started our family, I decided, my husband opened our office 10 years ago, and I said, well, I'm just going to come work with you. So, yeah.
Ever have any trials with our attorney?
I'm sorry.
Did you ever have any trials with our attorney?
I don't think we've had any. No, I don't think we have. One time, I guess I was representing a victim in a car wreck case that you had for city. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
William and I worked everything out.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we think he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a very good one.
The
Yeah,
closer,
you guys are
we call him
lucky.
the closer.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, Mr. City Attorney, I'm
The
not really
regulator.
quite that familiar with Mrs. Buckley. What is your opinion, you know, working here as a fellow attorney?
Well, having worked with her and her husband both, I can say that they're both honest people. They have compassion for their clients. And they're generally both well respected in the legal community, and I think she'd be a diligent, fair judge worthy of your consideration for a vote, if that's what you're asking.
Sure. I'm asking. Thank you.
Plus she was in the Dandies. So,
Oh,
I mean,
well.
you cannot beat that.
Yeah, that's why I put pictures of my horses on a lot of campaign material, and that gets more attention than anything. So I get a lot of people excited about that.
Do what you can.
That's right. Yep. Well, thank you
Anything
so
else
much.
from council?
No, sorry for the third degree. We know
No.
Tammy.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yes, we know Tammy. That's good.
We don't have to ask. That's good. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank y'all so much. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you. Anybody else running for anything? Anybody? Jeff? No. Okay. Thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate you, and the rules are you will stay till the end of the meeting. Right, Pastor? That's good. That's what I
Lord
thought.
call him.
What did I just say?
Thank y'all for being here.
Man, I got power, don't I? Thank you all for
Just
being
go
here.
like we do.
Exactly.
Good luck to y'all.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Financial report, Mr. Tom.
Okay, so what I want to show you, I've got two important pieces of information to disclose first. One is that what you're about to see is something that we haven't seen in quite some time. The second that I want you to remember is what you're going to see does not a trend make. So only
It's the
see what's
beginning
on
of
the
one.
screen. Pardon?
It's the beginning of one.
It's the beginning of a new trend.
There you go.
I'm
There you go.
totally all for that.
Any pluses are good pluses.
Any black numbers versus red numbers are good. So here we are. The city sales and use tax for January, which was November's collections and January's distribution, up 4.46%. Realizing that we are budgeting a zero, no growth. That is pretty indicative of a very good Black Friday or Thanksgiving sales period. People actually went out and really did some shopping, apparently. County sales tax also went up 1.04%. And those numbers right there, the county sales tax will immensely help. If that trend is anything over zero and positive, will help our situation with our operating budgets for all departments that are supported by county sales tax. So those are very encouraging. The next would be the advertising and promotion, 11.27% increase for the monies that was received in the month of January. And that actually reflects December mostly because there's only a 1 month lag there. As far as the comparative is concerned about how we did compared to other cities within Sebastian County, you're looking at only Bonanza, sorry, she shops in Fort Smith apparently, or here. And Huntington were down. The rest of us were up. I think even talking with Bob, I think he mentioned that even Van Buren was up about 4.5% in the city sales and use tax. That's very good. We stand alone. We don't compare with others. I just want you to see what the trend was all across the area for the cities. As far as the city sales and use taxes, the trend from 2018 on, it's really been, this will be the third year in 3 years. We've now hit a very respectable amount of collections for the month of January. And like I said, it reflects November, so 2024 and 2025 was on a downward trend. So this 4.4%, like I said, is very encouraging. Again, the rebates did play into this, and I wanted to show you the rebate came in at 11,335. It is much higher than what the trend was, but if you go down to this bottom number, percent of rebate to the distribution, as long as this number is below this 4.26 number, I'm fairly happy. We want to keep that number below last year's percentage to the distribution. But we also are looking at potentially this scary month of February. So I think at your meeting in March, we'll have a really good idea, because this will reflect right here, this February number, the end of year rebate submissions to the state. And that's usually when the state hits us harder with it. As long as the numbers are below this $115,000 mark, I'm feeling comfortable that we will probably end up positive, but we'll see. There's a lot can happen throughout the year. As far as the audit is concerned, we had $9,300 in a take back on the audit adjustment paybacks. This year it's only $2,003, so we're doing fairly well on that side as well. Now, when you look at the city of Greenwood as far as our percentage for distribution and compare it to taxable sales, we have to add back the rebates to come up with the dollar amount of what we would have been had there been no rebate or no audit adjustment. What was the amount that our percentage increase would have been? Still a very healthy 4.03%. So 4% growth is still phenomenal from where we have been in the last couple of years. And that equates to $699, just under $700,000 in growth in taxable sales. So there was a really good, robust November, is what that's showing you, the distribution being in January. And because this is a year-to-date, it's the same numbers. I just wanted to show you. This number will change month to month, as you'll see it, as far as where the sales are going. And it kind of gives you an idea as the pulse of the consumer within the city of Greenwood. All right. Going to the county sales tax, again, this number 104, it was obviously not as good as last year's number as far as percentage increase is concerned, but it's still an increase. We went from 218,000 collections to 220. This number of 1.04% going spread across the departments that are recipients of the county sales tax are going to be benefactors of that. So that keeps up. There's a little bit more of a cushion to the contingency. The combined sales tax, last year the combined was down 0.2%. We're actually up almost 3% right now in combined when you take county and city together. So those are all very favorable numbers. Again, it's the start of a trend, I hope. This is advertising and promotion. What you do see here in the January column for 2026 is right now this has been rolled forward from the numbers you received in my original report. And that's because the original report that came to you was through December 29th in order for me to get it distributable to you. The month ended on the weekend, and we did have some collection that came in Friday after the numbers were submitted. So that's been rolled into here now. Instead of the 8.8% decrease, we had received some collections in the last 2 days of business days of the month. It now equates to $18,816, which is much greater than the 25 number, but it's more in line with what you would normally expect a January to be. So while that 11.27% gives you the impression that they're doing much better, it's more the fact that the monies are coming in a little more timely now, and we're back to what a normal January would be. So, a minor growth, not virtually 11.27%. It's just that there was so much delinquent or delayed payments that happened in January that started catching up later in the year when you start seeing these numbers go really high. That's what's caused that anomaly, but it's still positive. As far as the cash flow is concerned, we began the year 2026 with a $12,174,000 all-in cash balances on the accounts held by the city. We had a net increase of about a little under $500,000 in cash, and the year-to-date net increase being the same. Current fund balance, all funds, $12,006,000. That's 3.77% increase in our cash funds. Just so you know, that's because we didn't have a budget passed, and so the spending was curtailed to hold the line on the 25 budget for the month of January. So there's not a lot of spending that went on. That's why that balance rose. Just operating expenses is what we were paying, normal and customary. We do budget a 60.34%, however, reduction. Most of that is in the capital side. Most of it's on the restricted fund side, not on the unrestricted side. As far as the capital expense is concerned, we had set an outlay of capital expense of $71,888, and that's all water sewer. That actually is more, it's all sewer, I believe, it's all yours. That was come through this year as far as when it was paid. We're on a cash basis. Capital expenditures and improvements 2026 was a budget of $10.9 million. $8.6 million was water sewer. So right now, of the total amount that was budgeted for capital, 0.66% spent. 0.83% of the water sewer budget. We have nothing spent on the city side of the capital or on the all other departments, excluding water sewer. So there you have good news for a change, actually. I'm encouraged.
Thank you very much. Sir,
I love the pictures.
a little,
Like all the
I feel like we need to date it, stamp it.
Get your text?
My text? Yes, I did. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Tom. That is good news, and we hope it is a start of a new, what's the word?
Trend.
Trend. Thank you so
Trend
much.
is our friend.
Trend is
Big
over.
words give me
Well,
all.
could be.
Just, I want to pause for just a second, and most of you in this room know Michelle, but Michelle Jones works in our finance office, our latest addition to Tom's staff, if you will. Her father passed away just moments ago, I guess, so department heads and everybody's aware, so just, if you would remember Michelle's family and your prayers. She's had a long, hard time. Daughter surgery, didn't have a great time. Another daughter had some issues with a pregnancy, and her father just passed, so if you'll remember her.
What's her dad's name, or is it all right to say?
Danielle, do you know?
Pete?
It starts with a G. It's
I'm
on,
not- I'm
I'll
not
get it.
sure,
That's all right.
but anyway,
Does she live here?
yes. Up Kings Mountain. Yep. Okay, so we'll move on, but remember her family, please. Agenda additions, there are none, unless the council has some, or one, or two. If not, we'll move on to old unfinished business. Number one is the city attorney, repeal, replace ordinance, number 23-17, private club permitting, third reading table from a previous meeting.
Mr. Mayor, if we,
Yes, sir.
I would ask if we could table this one more month, if that's okay with everybody, to give us a,
I'll second
You
that.
have a motion? Mr. Terry, you put that in for me?
yes, I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
You have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Mr. Brown?
Yes,
Mr.
thank you.
Meeker?
Sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford? Mr. Powell?
Yes.
It's unanimous. Table.
Thank you. Got out of my box there for just a second. There's a chairman somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, number two is city council discussion on state bid procurement procedures, table from a previous meeting. I think Councilman Tedford had put this on
Yeah.
originally.
No progress on that, so.
Okay. More like table let it begin,
Do we need a table or just?
or
You just go ahead.
or let it go and come back later?
Yeah, that's fine. Either, yeah.
You want to withdraw it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
let's just do that.
Number two is withdrawn. Number three, new business not policy, but police animal services ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 23-11, animal services rules and regs, first reading. Chief?
Mayor, Madam Clerk, Council, so we're excited to bring this before you for the first reading. It's basically revamping the animal control ordinance, to better allow us with the fines and fees with our district court. It'll help us kind of streamline that process. Also, the big ticket item on it is the TNR program, in the ordinance, which if you noticed in town, you're probably seeing a lot more cats now because they're doing a great job. What they do is not costing us a dime. Really, if you read You know, if they're not up to anything nefarious. They always do a good job of getting business owners and property owners permission to get back there, so that's really not been an issue. It's just if somebody drives by and sees somebody back there, that'll help us. We're also asking them to wear some sort of fluorescent shirt or orange or yellow shirt. But I'm really proud to have that. It's gonna be good for us. It's already helping us a lot and doesn't cost us anything. They're doing it, they volunteer service. I'm sure they do request that, you know, some donations be made and maybe we can help them out when we can, there. The other big thing that I'm proud of is, online pet registration. One-time pet registration, one time, it's not a yearly fee. Our idea behind that is to get more registered and we can get them back to their owners quicker. So hopefully that will, encourage people to register their dogs. Also, that fee will go down, to $15, I believe. But also a mobile pet registration and an online pet registration. That way you don't have to take off the damn work to come to our police department to do it. You can do it on your phone, kind of like what they're doing in the planning commission. I'll get to Hunter here in just a second, but, to streamline the process, they can do it on their phone or do it on a computer, and hopefully, you know, that will encourage more people to register their animal as well. But also, it'll serve our elderly population. We can go to their house and register their dog. And not only register it, but if you want us to put a microchip in it, we will be able to do that for a fee. And hopefully, we can start, I'm not gonna say we'll be a thriving business, but hopefully we can recoup some of the money that we're losing on this. If we can microchip a pet, you know, comparable rates to what a vet could, or a little less, maybe we can get more of that. So, and that would help us rehome and get these dogs back to their owners quicker as well. So I think this is a good thing. This is on the first reading. Feel free to come back at us. We've worked hard on this. We're really proud. The codification team went back and forth. I want to really thank Hunter for helping me with this. He really really doing a good job of that codification. And the city attorney has looked over this. The Madam Clerk's looked over it as well, and we're really proud of it. And we understand that there might be some changes, but that's the big ticket items, really. It just streamlines a lot of the wording as well. The city attorney and I have ran into that where we've gone to court where it kind of gets lost in the mud. Too much is sometimes a bad thing. We just need to keep it simple. And this aligns a lot with state law, like the animal cruelty. It's just basically adopting the state law. We don't need to really have a city ordinance reinventing the wheel of what the state law says. And same thing with the rabies. And if you have any questions, I know we had a little wording issue on the, I do need to mention that. We did put in there a caretaker exemption, which meaning, you know, they're not going to get fined for taking care and feeding these cats. Typically, somebody could, but they would not. They would be exempt from that because they're doing it for a purpose, a meaningful purpose, not just willy-nilly feeding animals back behind McDonald's, which causes, you know, a public health issue. Is there any questions that you?
I guess, so the registration, is it when you say it's a one-time thing, is it, are they current registration people grandfathered, or do they everybody needs to register this one time, you know, going forward?
Well, I don't have that answer. I'll get that to you. I wouldn't have a problem myself of grandfathering it in. I just need to make sure we can get that information uploaded on this system that we're going to with Hunter. But we could probably work something out. Just take a little, take a work.
Are you meaning ones that ever did before? Or
Well, I know that, I mean, my dog is microchipped and, you know,
Yeah.
registered, but I mean, I have no problem doing it again, you know, I just wanted to kind of clarify that.
Well, that's what we're wanting to get away from. We're really not wanting somebody to have to register a dog over and over and over every year.
I love that. I'm so glad.
Yeah, we want to do it one time. So let me get back with you. I'll talk to Hunter how that process worked. Maybe there is a little growing pains with this, just trying to figure out the logistics of the online payment system, but Hunter's using it on his, in his job duties now, and it seems to be working well for him, so.
I don't know if there's a lot of clutter involved, and let's say you have 500 pets registered. I'm wondering if you have something on there that would let folks know if their animal passes away or whatever, to get on there and take it off, just to lessen the blow of having to.
Right.
I don't.
I think you could put up to 4 animals on that system, right? And then we got a little logistics on that too. You can put 4 on there, just that system, and we might have to pay because the ordinance is, I call that the mayor's provision. 6 animals on there.
You don't have to explain that.
I thought 3 was in there. But so right now we can only do 4 at one time, so we're kind of working that issue too. I think there's going to be some growing pains, but they shouldn't be too bad. Sorry. Sorry.
And will the
Chief,
portal,
if you'll come to my office in the morning.
will the portal be through the city's website?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'll basically mimic what Hunter's using. We'll put it on the bottom of our website, and once you click the tab, it'll automatically just go to that. You can pay. And another thing, if, with this mobile pet registration, if say one of our elders is not really good with computers, we can go. We can't handle any money. That's the only problem. It's got to be a.
You talking about me again?
Oh, it's got to be a credit card, cashier check. We can't take any money. We can't handle any money. So, but say for instance, our elder needs help. We can go to their house. She can help them online. She can just knock it out for them real quick, if that makes sense. Oh, that's the ideal anyway.
Sounds good. Chief, on section
Sir.
11, on C, caretaker identification.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are providing the identification badge.
We will, to the TNR volunteers, we will provide the badge, and it would mimic something that's.
You're requiring that they have identifying clothing, or are y'all supplying like a vest or something?
We wasn't gonna supply it. We were gonna encourage and ask. I don't know if we can take that on that cost just yet. I mean, a T-shirt is not much, but it is a cost. I mean, we're cutting, so we would just encourage, I think we've just encouraged them to wear something, maybe with their name or get a logo. Maybe we could help, if we could afford it, maybe we could help. I'm open if you would like to put that in there. We assume the cost of some
I was
T-shirts.
just assuming kind of a little reflective of a vest, said City of Greenwood TNR volunteer or something.
Definitely put that in there. That's relatively inexpensive.
That's
but
pretty inexpensive.
Well, in some ways, I kind of like an idea of a vest. That way, maybe it could be passed on if somebody, leaves the group or whatever. They can, turn their vest in and let somebody else, use the vest, whatever.
We could definitely do it. That's what y'all would like to do.
Could you explain what TNR stands for again?
Help me. But trap, neuter, some of them say rehome or return, but it's basically, a colony of cats, or a colony. I don't want to get crazy. Basically, they get these colonies and feed them, and then they catch them, and they're able to neuter them, and they tip their ear, and that way they know which cats they've dealt with, and then they try to rehome them, rebarn them, really, make them barn cats if they can, but ultimately they just try to stop the breeding population, and they've done a really good job, if you've noticed already. So it's working, and I don't know very much about it, but it's working.
How did he do, Mr. Ransom? How did he do with his description? Was that?
I'm trying to, maybe we get a new TNR program. I'm trying.
Well, I think they do
Yeah.
a very good job, and they do a tremendous, help to the city, in keeping, especially the cats, but also, everything that y'all do. And I was entertained that, some way that we could look into, supplying them, adding it to your budget of, some type of provision to provide them, vests or something like that. Look into that.
If it's working, let's support it.
Let me ask you, how do you measure that it's working? I mean, do we have a number of cats that are being
There's a, Fayetteville has where they document it and they provide a monthly, spreadsheet of how many colonies they're working. It's in that, but right now they don't provide to me or any that I know of. I'm sure they could if they wanted.
They can probably answer that.
Yeah, I'm sure they could provide what they're doing and how many animals that they've neutered.
Probably neutering one pet, or I mean, one animal probably saves 10, I don't know how many litters they have or
Well,
whatever,
I mean,
you
you're a
know.
biologist.
Well, that's
I'm
kind
not-
of where I'm getting. I mean,
Yeah.
there was just an article in our Wildlife Professional magazine talking about TNR. As a biologist, I can't support TNR. I think it probably violates the Federal Endangered Species Act, depending on where you search. Between 67 and 69 species worldwide have gone extinct because of feral cats. Feral cats are just that; they're feral. They're not a wild species. We don't manage or promote feral animals anywhere else. Feral pigs, feral horses, they're escaped domestic animals. I think they do more damage in the wild than most people realize. Millions of billions of birds, reptiles, they're threatened because of the predatory nature of cats. That's just what they do. They're killers. And you know, there's zoonotic diseases, those diseases that can be spread to humans. There's cat-to-cat diseases. There's cat-to-wildlife diseases, and vice versa. I just don't support TNR, and so that's my only complaint about this.
What would you suggest in today's, you know, what I'm going to ask is, what's society expect of us? You know, I can't just round
What
up
I
all.
expect of society is that they take care of their pets.
Right.
I mean, that's, if you're a pet owner, you should be a responsible pet owner, where you got a cat, dog, whatever. When you take on an animal, that's your responsibility. So somebody who's not taking care of their animal should have extremely stiff penalties and shouldn't be allowed to keep them. You know, if dogs are running in the streets, I mean, what do we do with dogs? We catch them. We temporarily house them until we can find a home for them, and if we can't find a home for them, they're euthanized.
Right.
I mean, I know people don't like to hear that, but why do we treat cats differently than we do dogs, or differently than any other animal? That's my.
For me right now, as a manager of it, is solely the expense.
Yep.
I don't pick up any cats. We don't pick up any cats. We can't afford to pick up cats. We can't afford to pick up the dogs that we're picking up now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's
You're the
expensive. It's an
subject matter
expensive thing.
expert on it. It's just such a expensive, such an expensive program as us getting into animal keeping business.
I've never seen, or I guess I've never heard of the other side of the coin, as Ralph, you know, put it there, you know, as in feral cats, you know, and feral hogs and other, you know.
But
feral.
if the
But
TN
I think, though, like you're saying, Chief, I don't know of another alternative, you know, so I think in place of another alternative, I would, you know, still support this
If
one.
the TNR program, you know, stops some of the breeding, that's gonna cut down on some of the diseases and some of the, it's not gonna be a fix-all, but it does, at least it keeps the majority of them away from the back of McDonald's or Sonic or, and that's what we were seeing for a long time, is we were, you know, we caught a few people feeding them behind McDonald's, and it just creates such a, it creates such a public hazard back there.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
it's definitely a public nuisance, but, I mean, I don't disagree with that, but, I mean, until we can fix people's habits of taking care of their animals properly, I mean, people are feeding raccoons and everything else in their backyard. I mean, I don't see that, you know, trapping an animal and neutering it and setting it free.
I would agree with you that, that but nobody's registering their cats. I can't pick up a cat and even know where to begin to find a home for it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take them. Nobody wants them, but they want them. No, everybody wants them, but they don't want them. They don't take care of them, like you said.
I've
Yes.
seen a major difference since the program's been going on in my subdivision.
Yes,
So
sir.
thank you for what you've done.
I was just gonna say, you're saying that people aren't registering their cats?
As right now, people aren't registering their cats or dogs.
Okay, so if you're going to the program and you're registering the animals, then you know, you should be able to find, like, unless you're chipping them, you would never know whose domestic animal that was to begin with. And so it's kind of a moot point. We're doing the best job we can with what we have, really, to just make sure they're not populating more. And so it's the best we can do with what we have.
Stopping the propagation is probably more appealing to the community than kill on sight. So,
Well,
it may
and-
not be ideal, but it's working.
Right, and euthanasia is expensive, so we can't just take them and kill them. We have to do it the humane way, and that's euthanasia, and that's very expensive. So, meaning, we're gonna take it to a vet or somebody. I know that y'all don't like that, but I mean, I can't have a police officer or somebody out there just killing the cats and then, or the dogs, and then we're violating state law of cruelty to animals, so,
It does seem like it was worse a few years ago than it is now. Seems like it's better.
Them folks has been doing a good job.
Mr. Attorney.
Chief, it says that we're requiring registration of dogs and cats in the city. How y'all gonna try to enforce that? And do you think that'll help with the issue that we've had?
I'm hoping
cats?
it'll help if we get the payment down of registration. Maybe somebody can afford a one-time fee and we get more animals registered versus what we're doing now.
And does TNR check cats for chips? They do? Are we gonna enforce?
We're gonna do our best, but right now, cats are the toughest thing because we cannot find the homeowners to cats. A part of this ordinance is what we're hoping to do is, and maybe this is a Boy Scout project, we're gonna purchase the scanners, I forgot what they're called, microchip scanners. We're gonna place one back here at the walking trail, starting back here behind City Hall. We were wanting to put one at Bell Park and another one, somewhere else. That way, if a dog or a cat's missing, and somebody can easily scan it, maybe they can get it back to their rightful owners. And, so we'll be doing that pretty soon now that the budget's passed. So if you somebody wanted to do a project, we'd love to have them put those up for us.
We'll keep that in
And
mind.
hint. Boy Scout. The, one thing I was wondering just on, I know it says it on the fee schedule, you know, it's a one-time fee. I just wondering, you know, if like on page 3, if we could make reference to the registration as being a one-time
Right now,
deal.
right now it's annual. We ask them to do it annually. And, this way it'd be one-time fee, or one-time, registration, meaning if you did it online or if we came and did it for you, mobile pet registration, once you did it, you're done. And that way we can microchip it, we can take a picture of it. This belongs to Brad Hobbs, and we can get it back. That's our idea, is to get it back to the owner as quick as we can. And we don't have all these fees of housing and storing these dogs.
And you're talking about going to their house.
If they choose to, if you know, they call the police, I think it'll be a service that'll be, I think it'll be a great service. If you can call me and I provide a service, I come to your house and we microchip your pets right there at your house. We take pictures of them, we get your information, we upload it into the, system, and
Can they pay online?
yes, sir. It'll be like what Hunter's program is. The only problem we have now is if you got more than 4, you might have to pay twice. We're trying to work that issue. But
the mayor's having to hide part of his on one side of the fence and then brings it back out the next day.
Is that split between man and wife?
Yeah. There is something I'm gonna add as, don't wanna move on, but, the acreage has changed from 5 acres. So if you have, and Hunter will have to help me out because I have to look at that real quick. But basically, if you're gonna have more than 5, if you're gonna have more than allotted animals on the, 6 animals on 5 acres, you can have more if you have additional half acre.
Which section are you on?
Section 9, it's, it's,
What page?
4. So livestock, poultry, and fowl. Up to 6 animals, minimum of 5 acres, and each additional acre would require an additional half acre. That's really the same as we've got now, as we have 5 acre limit, but, that's what we added. If you had an additional one, you'd need an additional half acre. Yes, sir.
On the pet registration, if they're microchipping their pet, that $25 includes the registration?
No, it would be $15 registration and $25 microchipping. If you look at what it costs now, we're trying to recoup some of our money. So if we do this all for next to nothing, it's gonna defeat the purpose. So we're trying to recoup some of it, if that makes sense. But I'm open to,
I was just thinking maybe if you tell them you microchip the pet, you
waive the
forego
registration fee.
because you have all the information. And it might encourage more people to microchip, which means if they leave the animal or it's running around, you chip it, you know that you know where to track them down and take responsibility for it.
I'm open to that. I'm open. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this project. I'm excited about, hopefully we can stop the hemorrhaging of money on these animals. And I'm really not, we're not gonna make any money. It's not like, but I'm open to that. If you get your pet, microchipped, we'll waive the registration fee. I mean, if that's however y'all feel about it.
Well, I mean, what's the actual cost to you of registering an animal?
Really nothing if they do it online, and really it's not costing me anything. And really, I don't want to hurt the vet's feelings here, but I'm going to be able to microchip for very little, $2 to $3 a pet, and I'm going to charge $25. So I'm hoping to, and that's pretty.
I think
pretty
that's good
sta-
for
that's pretty-
a one-time lifetime fee. I mean, $25, they're done for life.
So do we need to add microchipping registration, just the word registration to that?
If you microchip your animal, we'll waive the registration fee.
Well, that is considered registration, right? Mobile pet microchipping
Yes,
registration?
yes.
Just add that word?
Mr. Purvis, you have something?
Just a real brief observation. This is great, especially this, taking microchip to it, because if all these stray animals had microchips, we'd take them home. And maybe a suggestion on the cost of the microchipping or the fee, that we kind of keep it pretty close to what our veterinarians charge, because they're businesses. And we don't want, as government, to be undercutting, undermining what our businesses are doing for a living. So I don't know what the average charge is, if it's
I do.
$12 or $30. Keep it around where it is, so we don't have that perception that we're doing something that would undercut. I couldn't live with myself charging somebody that much money. I understand what you're saying, and we might get some kickback from
What is the cost from,
anywhere from $50 to $75, and I'm gonna charge $25. But that is a very good point, and I don't think we even thought about that that's a very good point. And, their fee includes the vet visit too, though. Right.
well, that may be, part of it.
Right,
We've got business partners in town
yeah.
that
And
we do
their
need to
tax
think
base,
of.
he
But
makes a very good point. I don't
That
think
is a
we
good
thought
point.
about that. It's a perception thing. It's not a matter of $2. It's perception. I'm really excited about going to their homes and doing this, though. I don't want to,
But I don't wanna show up and it be just as the same amount as what it would cost to go to the vet, cause I might as well just go to the vet.
So we might talk to the vets and see if that is a large portion of their business. If it's not, they may not have any problem with it.
Understood. We will. We'll do that.
So when you find one a half a mile away from the house and you scan them and you take them home, does that come with a fine?
Yes, sir.
So y'all don't handle any money, so you just send a fine bill to their house because you have all their information?
No, that's what we want to do. We're streamlining it with the district court. We're writing you a citation, and then it goes to court, and it's dog running at large, $125 fine.
I know you're trying to make it cheap enough that everybody will take advantage of it, but I mean, if y'all coming to my house, I won't have to load up my dog and take him to the vet. I mean, to me, it's worth an additional, fee than just $25, I mean,
I don't think that we ever thought, Mr. Bob, that's a great observation. I don't think we ever thought about that portion of it. And their businesses, and I want to support the business. Maybe we rethink something on that. I'm not sure.
I don't see a problem with the police doing it and making a little money. And I mean, when we send them down there and we pick one up, they charge us to house it for 7 days, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Are they gonna cut us a deal?
No.
Well, then, who cares? If you wanna do it, you do it.
I agree with them doing it. I just think that maybe do a fee more in line with, saying that
You
we're
don't
not
get a
trying to
discount.
undercut them.
I think that what we were hoping to do is get more people to do it.
Sure.
The more people we get to do it, the less. It's really not about making money here. It's about saving money here about housing these dogs. If I can get them back to them, if they're running at large and Mr. I left my gate open, here you go, sir. Have a great day. If it's a continual problem, then you're going to get a citation.
It was a win-win.
Yes, sir.
Chief Brian has his hand up. You don't even like dogs.
He's a Terry.
I know.
We were discussing how the elderly and stuff, that's a lot of people have the dogs when they get out. They don't even be paying $75 to get the thing chipped. When my mom and dad had something, $75, we're gonna say get rid of the dog. But, it
Problem
just
solved.
doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we're just
Make the
trying to
biologists
get
happy.
more animals chipped, so they don't have to be running around all the time, trying to figure out who's who.
And we do have the reduced fee on senior citizens, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we already have
Yes,
that
ma'am.
50%
Yeah.
cheaper.
So we're encouraging them. It's going to be relatively inexpensive,
65.
hopefully.
And Mr. Tedford makes the best point. If you're gonna chip them, that's basically registering, so you can waive the 15. If they don't wanna chip them, then it's 15 to register
I
on
agree with
paper.
that.
And your definition for senior is 65.
St.
Yes,
Western
sir.
Citizen boys.
Yes, sir.
You've been waiting on that?
Yes, sir.
3 more years.
What did Ross say?
Brahms don't get one.
We can table it. It may get tabled till May.
That's fine.
That's when I turned 65.
Okay.
Also,
Just kidding.
on the cover page, we'll strike that ordinance number 23-11 up at the very top. I don't know why that's there. And we'll change on section 1, it's got referencing ordinance number 23-04 on section 1A there. It needs to be changed to 23-11. There's just a couple typos. Just want to state,
Section 1A
yeah.
is a typo.
Changing the 23-04 to 23-11 because that is the current number for the
Yes.
ordinance.
We're excited about it. We're happy with, and we'll go back with some of the changes, but hopefully this is going to be a great thing. I hope.
Sound like working in progress.
I want to say kudos to the codification committee. We
Yes.
Yeah.
had roundtable discussions about all the aspects of it, and it was a really good way to work on the ordinances, so it was really good to have that committee for this.
Appreciate you taking the lead on something that is not very fun.
Yes.
This ordinance has been changed a lot.
And thank
over
y'all
the
for what
years.
y'all doing too.
He was, He was so excited taking this on originally.
I'm getting more and more excited about it. I mean, if we can stop some of this hemorrhaging of the money.
Right.
I make a motion, we adopt the ordinance for first reading by title only.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
Did you wanna change anything about it?
We needed
Well, I
to
thought you-
change.
What we
With your-
said?
with your
Is that what you-
changes.
With the
Yeah.
changes?
With-
Okay.
And that's waiving the registration fee if they get it, if they microchip.
Well, yeah, we're just gonna call that a registration, right,
Okay.
that microchip? Yeah.
Well, they'd be separate though still yet, Charlotte.
Do what?
They'd still be separate because they didn't want a microchip, and
Right.
some people don't trust the man knowing where they're.
Oh, really?
Yes, it would.
Right.
What we need to do is if you decide to have us microchip it, we will waive the
Gotcha.
registration
Yes.
fee because some people will not microchip their animal.
Right.
Okay.
They don't believe in it.
And then, were we checking the price with the vets?
I was
On
going
that? Okay.
to, at least. 30.
Man, 25 is good. Boom, 25.
We, just on average, we did an average, a cost analysis of what it cost, and that was pretty much anywhere from $50 to $75, at your local vet. So Mr. Bob makes a great point. We probably do need to talk to him at least and see how that's gonna affect, but we'll see.
I like the way you're gonna put the scanners in different places, because that'll also help too.
Well, at least it'll show that we're trying. What I hope is we don't, some juveniles or adults for that matter, go and tear them up and rip them out, because
Right.
they'll be standalone. It'll be kind of like an old call box. You just open the door, get it out, scan it, and hopefully you put it back up in there,
No, wait a minute, you're gonna need to figure out a way to,
It comes with a lanyard cord, but we'll see. It's
yeah, those,
that's roughly $300 a piece.
You just need those things like you go to Academy, you check the price, you just pick the animal up.
Yeah. That's exactly, that's exactly.
Great thing.
Yes, sir.
Rubbing it up against that pole, beep, beep.
Do y'all have cameras at the PD? Could you put one out there in your parking lot in front of a
We could
camera?
put one in the PD, yes.
City Hall?
We put in there 3 of them for this year, and they're roughly $300 a piece.
it'd be nice if you could put them somewhere where there's at least some sort of camera seeing them.
Yeah.
I'd like to volunteer Danielle to do the scanning here in City Hall. I think she'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
She likes dogs.
That way then you got proof of somebody damaging it.
Are there cameras up there around the pavilion? And didn't you say you're gonna put one in Bell Park? No cameras up there?
There needs to be.
Yeah.
Needs to be a lot of them, in my opinion.
Needs to be one there at that cave.
Yes, sir. They must go to the cave.
Yeah.
Ain't none of your business.
The guilty parties are out there. No, don't put a camera at the cave. Any-
Call the vote?
Yes, yes, please.
All right, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
No,
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Passes by majority. An ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance 23-11 and all other ordinances in conflict therewith, authorizing the regulating, the keeping, and control of companion domestic animals, creatures in the city of Greenwood, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
Thank you. Chief, you're up next.
Oh, we need to add
Oh, I'm
something.
sorry, yeah, we do. We did ask for the agenda additions, and I didn't realize we do have one to add, number 10, gentlemen. It's an ordinance annexation. Just leave it at that, I guess.
Annexation ordinance
Or
for
do you
fire
have-
station property.
Okay, there you go.
Fireman.
Just let me name them.
Very good. Everybody good with that?
Yes, sir.
Number 10? Okay. All right, Chief, resolution authorizing policy adjustment for certification pay.
This is what y'all approved in the budget, where I requested that we change the certificate pay from $25 to $35. This is our policy indicating such, and this is what the auditors asked that we do anytime that there was a change in policy that reflected a change in money that we come before the council and get the policy approved. So this is basically, y'all have already approved it in the budget. This is just house cleaning that, and it added at y'all's blessing, it added the Chief 1 certificate that I asked for.
Hey, Chief, how many certificates are there out there? I mean,
There's only one more, and that's Chief 2, and a city of our size wouldn't qualify.
well, like basic certificate, how many I mean, is that the name of the certificate, or is that?
That's the name of it. You got base, but that's the first one that you get after a certain time requirement. Yes. So you get basic, general, intermediate, advanced, senior, and Chief 1. When you get into intermediate and advanced, you're gonna need some college classes. You need at least your college math and college English. And then if you get your senior certificate, you can get it a lot quicker if you have a college degree. So you can get these certificates quicker if you have your college education.
Are we participating in the funding of the classes?
Sir?
Are we participating in the funding of the classes?
Oh, absolutely. This is career development. This is from day one. You go to the basic law enforcement academy, all the way up to getting your. You got to go through many classes to attain most of these.
Okay.
Are you asking as a city, are we giving scholarships out for these guys to go to school?
Well, I'm asking if we're participating in the cost of the college
Uh,
education.
The city can if they deem that job position needs that, like you're doing for our Hunter. But the only ones that we will pay for is math and English that has been on the books for a long time that Mr. Rod proposed years and years ago. But really, we haven't been asked to do that. Everybody that we've been hiring has been having their college education. If they don't, eventually they'll probably want to do it, but it's not been an issue yet.
When they hire in, then they're on kind of the fast track to get to the advanced certification.
If you have your college degree as, a bachelor's or more, you're on the fast track of getting these quicker.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, they don't accumulate, do they?
As in?
If you qualify for the advanced, are you still getting the other three below it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're paying them per certificate that they have.
Okay.
And we've been doing that for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know, I've always hated them.
And it's
But that's
been
fine.
working, right? I mean,
It helps. I mean, it helps encourage, development, career development. It helps educate our officers. It helps get them into training because there's a few of them that you have to obtain. One being your instructor development, and then just which career field you're gonna go to. If you're gonna go into investigations, you're gonna have to have interviews and techniques and I would see every other department in almost the United States is paying for certificates.
So where does the language for all of this, because it's not, is it the state level, federal level?
This is all CLES. This is all Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Training, and it's all, I can get you a copy of everything and all the requirements needed to get one.
I just want to make sure it's consistent with Fort Smith and everybody else around.
Oh, yeah.
Standard.
Oh, yeah, that's standard. This is standard practices.
Right.
And
I'll make a motion, we adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion second to adopt.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
thank you all.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you,
And
Chief.
again, thank you for taking on all that animal control. Appreciate you. Next is number 5, finance resolution establishing a restricted virtual account for street turnbacks.
You remember at the budget study session and the budget approvals, we were talking about the state turnback from the street department being isolated into a restricted account. It's a virtual account under the street fund. By doing so, that we'll have a better idea and be able to account for better the turnback monies and its appropriate use. And we will have a much more accurate, for instance, depiction of what the expenses are to operate the street department, separate from the expenses and revenue stream that comes in from the turnback. So in order to do that, we have to establish a virtual account. It is by resolution, as Mr. Powell asked about. This restricted account is not opening up a new bank account, it's just assigning an account under our accounting system that's a sub-account under street. So that's what you see here. It's given me permission to open that account in our books on our accounting system so that I could then transfer the revenues over and the expense items over into its separate budget, which I will do the minute this is approved. I'll start working on getting that isolated, and I will transfer the appropriate budget for those line items as well. So you'll see the line items be depicted under the same categories of expenses and revenues. So you'll have a clearer picture of the dollar amounts that are coming in and what they're restricted to be used for. I think it's a better way to account.
This is not new monies per se, it's just a new spot to put them.
Right now, the turnback monies are basically accounted for, as well as the expense items, under the operations of street. They're not isolated like city sales and use tax is, but there is restrictions to the turnback money. I think it's a better way a cleaner way to account for it. So we discussed that at the meeting. I don't believe you were here. That this is what they asked me to do, and to get this ball rolling, we needed this resolution. That's what it's there for.
This is the one that's municipal aid coming from the state, right?
Yes, state turnback, yeah.
It's very restricted.
Very.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Number 6, finance fiscal performance policy.
That's listed under number 6.
You've got 2 of these. One,
Yeah.
The blue colored 6 is the right one.
the blue suit, okay.
Blue 6. Bingo, blue 6.
Bingo blue.
Blue 6.
Okay.
Oh,
So I gave you a separate one that's was not in your packet that I wrote number 6 at the top. That is a revised version. I made some changes because there was some language in there that I wanted to clean up a little bit this afternoon. So the one that I'm going to be giving you to actually peruse is the one that's in front of you. This fiscal policy is what sets the stage for the fact that it is what we need in order to compose the ordinance, which we'll be talking about in a second. There's also a narrative that goes in your package. It goes with the ordinance, and I'll talk about that in the next agenda item.
The blue 6 is what we're reading?
The separate one that's stapled, that's aside from there's a blue 6 up in the upper right-hand corner. That's the one we're gonna be looking at. That's the one I want you to focus on, because there has been some changes to that in language. Now, what I'd like you to do is to kind of peruse that, and I'm not asking you, there's no voting on this that I'm asking for today. There's a lot of information that's going to come to you. We talked about the codification committee, and I really want them to take a look at the actual ordinance. But I want you guys, when we get to the ordinance, to be focused on what these policies, which factor into what the ordinance says, especially the part governing just after the page that lists debt policies. There's one that says reserve policies, and that's where the trigger points happen when the reserve falls below whatever you guys establish as the contingency percentage or the contingency fund balance that is in the approved budget. So these trigger points key certain aspects of the expenditures, unless revenue streams improve, to where they're mandatory. And so these are just dropped in. When you read through these, nothing is sacred in this. If you have something that you want to make more restrictive, or you want to make more tuned down to what you want to control as far as the aspect of spending, given these targets are hit, feel free. Just send me a note. Let me know what it is you'd like to, talk about or change or add. There's no rush in order to get this contingency ordinance established by a specific right around the corner date. as long as it's in place and it is a policy that we're going to, or an ordinance that we're going to enforce at the next budget season, now we're on the right track in order to make the targets so that they don't fall below what is acceptable for them. For instance, the debt service that we have on our bonds or our bond rating or basic operations. So if you go to the fiscal policies at the top, that kind of sums up why this is being done. It kind of gives you a look at what each of these facets of the finance department is looking to have the city endorse as far as how we're going to operate. The revenue policies gives you an idea of some of the things that we're fiscally responsible to be prudent with the sources of income that comes into the city and how we plan on maybe enforcing or generally operating from. Then you have the operating expenditures go through there and, how we estimate the expenditures. We have an objective and reasonable basis to allocate expenses by line items, if you will, and then we look at the overall budget at the end of the day when we do our budget reviews. We have a city will maintain a budgetary control system to help it adhere to adopted budget and will prepare and maintain a system of regular fiscal reports. We already do that. A lot of this you're already getting. It's just now documented in a format that can be used going forward, especially for when my replacement comes in. Capital expenditure policies listed there. Some of the things that I put in there were controls about a 5-year plan, what we're asking for and what we're expecting now. Some of these are new, some of these are not, they're loosely followed currently. I'd like to make this more of a routine practice. The debt policies, talking about consider refunding outstanding bonds if one of the more of the following conditions are met. It kind of gives you an idea of what we think about whenever we're looking at should you call the bond or should you go after a bond and what's the return. You'll look for some of the ways that we're looking to manage a bond or manage debt service. And then the reserve policies are there and our fiscal reporting policies and how we report to you every month. The first 2 paragraphs are the key. It says the fiscal performance policies represent an effort to establish written policies to guide the city's financial management and decision-making practices. They are designed to help contain the costs of city government as well as to strengthen the fiscal financial capacity of the city to perform and maintain effective services and programs. Sometimes we have an agenda item that we think is something the city is good for the city, but it could be at the detriment of some other program that we're currently doing. We have to manage it in that respect. While some of the policy statements are specific and may limit certain types of financial practices, the policy statements are not intended to restrict the ability and responsibility of the council to manage emergency and unusual service delivery needs above and beyond the limitations established by this fiscal policy, fiscal performance policy. So I wanted you to know it gives you some latitude, if you will. These are the policies that are highly adaptable to your considerations and concerns. And I'd like you to look these over, and if you have a question on one, I'll be more than happy to give you some insight as to why that's there or why it's needed. If you want to change some of them or add some of them, just let me know. I'm not asking for a vote on this. I just wanted you to consider some of what needed to be done in order to get that contingency reserve ordinance at least started. And the codification committee, I do want to have them look over that because one of the things I'll have some concerns about is something that we change that might be in this fiscal policy. If it's stipulated by a specific percentage or dollar amount in the ordinance, that means you have to go back and change the ordinance, and that's a long drawn-out process. I would rather they look at it from that perspective to see if there's wording that could be changed. And one of the things I had a problem with initially, and I was debating, is the 15%, whether that needs to be actually stated in there because you have a latitude to change that every year, and I don't want to have to go back and change the ordinance every year. So I'll show you some of the things that I've done on the next agenda item, but that's all I wanted to say. If you have any questions on it, let me know.
Yeah, so Tom, on number 32, I remember us discussing the reserve percentage, and I was thinking it was 20%.
Wait, you dropped it this year to 15.
Yeah, but it was just for this year though, right?
Right, and that's why it's in there for 15%, but this is just a fiscal policy, that can be changed.
Okay.
What I would like to do is be able to modify this every year you approve that budget. These numbers will change, but I don't want it impacting the ordinance. So if we change that to 20%, as long as the ordinance stipulates that as approved and adopted by the fiscal policy, you should be okay, and I haven't had a chance to run this by the codification committee, but I know his brain's already working, thinking about the best way to word it so that we don't have to go back and change the ordinance.
So if we ultimately adopt this by resolution, then we can just change the resolution every year, but it becomes official policy when we adopt it by resolution
Correct.
ultimately, which wouldn't affect the ordinance.
Unless the ordinance has a specific amount in it, like 15%.
Can it not say the ordinance?
It can, and I'll show you what I mean when I get to the ordinance, because I've modified that too. I got some alternative language in there.
So
But
we want to put this on the agenda again for next month.
Fiscal
and
performance
continue-
policy? You want to adopt it by resolution?
Well, I was saying, if we've got 3 readings, I mean, can we go ahead and adopt?
But this isn't an ordinance.
This is not the
Oh,
ordinance.
okay.
No, this is just for you to go through and
One of those, you know, the group. Those are, I think, adopted by resolution too.
Yes.
Our financial policy.
So right now, it's a living policy we're working on. Let's put it on for next month, and then at some point, we'll adopt it by resolution, maybe even next month.
Motion,
But
Attorney?
there's obviously a lot of questions.
And so there's a 2/7, so it's like really the other one, the establishment of the general fund is just again, just to give us just some
that's a
background.
narrative that.
Yeah, it's just a narrative. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about that next. This policy, the fiscal performance policy, the reserve policies are the ones that I wanted to give you some focus and illustration on. Number 33 on that policy. Number 33 is the contingency reserve. If it falls below, and right now it's 15%, this is just for illustration, we could change the wording. But if it falls below 15% for the current year budget, the following steps will be taken by all appropriate departments. These are trigger points that you're saying not can be. That's what I want you to peruse and think about. I want you to look over this and see if there's something that's restricted to where you don't have any latitude. It will happen if these triggers are met. So this says it will trigger. A reserve fund falls below 10% of the established contingency reserve balance, reductions in operating departments' capital expenses and improvement projects will be required. To what extent that is, you guys control that. Now, these are just examples. You can change that percentage. You can change the amount or what it is you want to have that trigger to be. I just put something in there to give you a roadmap to think about. Because then I said the next level would be 25%. That may be, if you're saying, wow, if we go below 30 or go over 25%, I'm thinking it ought to be shoot the moon, take everything out. That's totally your call. I just wanted to show you where the trigger points tend to fall and what requirements. Now, letter D, under that 33, it says if the contingency reserve falls below 75%, reductions in personnel, operating expenses, capital reductions will all be implemented, and service levels may be significantly reduced. Yeah, that means you're at a critical stage. You have 25% left of your contingency fund.
Hope we never see that day.
Right.
I
Well,
appreciate.
you were headed there.
We're close to it already.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to give you, this is your meat to consume, if you will, and regurgitate back to me what it is you want in there, more specific. Got it? It's homework.
You are developing a succession plan for who follows you,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate you doing that. So,
I agree.
So
it saves us a little time of having to wait for the first Monday and him coming here and saying, this is how much money we have left, and then we can say, quit, you don't hire, you don't buy nothing, you don't buy nothing, you don't buy nothing, it's just automatically you don't buy nothing.
Correct.
You did.
Those trigger.
I'll make a motion to put this on the agenda for next month.
I second it.
So table it.
Yep.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Brown?
Are we tabling?
The policy part.
This
policy
Fiscal
part.
performance
Not
policy.
2-7 yet.
Okay. Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Unanimous. Bring it back next.
Thank you. Moving on, number 7 is narrative and ordinance establishing contingency fund, first reading.
So this is really just a narrative for you. It's not the actual ordinance. It's just giving you the highlights about what the ordinance, why it was developed, and what it's designed to do. The summary shows the 15%, although that number changes. And I did put that in there, but I wanted to go to the background where it says municipal governments are encouraged to maintain adequate reserve balances to manage unforeseen expenditures, emergencies, and revenue volatility. The Government Finance Officers Association, GFOA, recommends the city municipalities maintain an unrestricted fund balance of no less than 2 months of the general fund's operating expenditures. We're not using the 2-month, we're using a flat percentage. However, I went back to the actual budget that was approved and adopted, and the 2 months of the general fund operating expenditure percentage would be 15.4%. So you're just 0.4% off of where that number would be. So you're an immaterial difference. $64,000 and $800,000 is rather immaterial in the way we look at it. So either way, you're right on. You can either do the expenditures, 2 months of the average expenditures, or we can do a flat percentage, and we chose the percentage route. But they're in line. That's what I wanted you to see. Down at the bottom where it says number 5, under key provision of the ordinance, you need water?
I got one, thank you.
Replenishment requirement requires restoration of the reserve if it's been used within 3 fiscal years. I kind of thought, I threw a number out there, but Section 6 of the ordinance that you will be looking at does talk about that in a little more detail, and seeing as though we're on the ordinance as well, I wanted to go to Section 6 on the last page. It says, in the event restricted reserve funds were used for an emergency or disaster in a budgeted year or falls below the required 15% level, the fund shall be replenished during the city's annual budgeting process, where current year anticipated operating revenues will be allocated annually as needed to replenish the reserve in such amounts as determined by city council. So you're not restricted to having to do 3 years. You can make it sooner, or you can make it longer, depending on how much was used and what the circumstances are. But you're doing it in order to assure that the restricted reserve fund is replenished to the requirements of this article. So I gave you more latitude. There's a little disconnect between the narrative that I gave you, but you have that option. You could flat out say, we have to do it in such a manner that it's fully funded back within 2 years, within 1 year, within 6 months.
As soon as possible, but not to the point where Doug's driving a backhoe and has a badge and a gun.
Right. But we also wanted you, to have the comfort to know that you will set that as far as the replenishment is concerned, and it's not stipulated. And remember, this is just a narrative. This is not a policy or a procedure. The ordinance sets that. The fiscal impact on the next page of that narrative, numbers 1 through 5, I've outlined and told you about at the budget meeting that we had, the budget approval council meeting. Those are how we look at why we needed to establish the funds, and a couple of the ones that were down there was the potential impact they have on the bond ratings and corresponding increases in borrowing. It also shows fiscal responsibility to the citizens that you all have you're charged with. So that's a narrative for you to look over. You have 2 copies of it in there, actually. And now I want to get to the actual ordinance itself. Because you have not seen it, and it's going to be in front of the
Codification Committee as well at their next meeting, which I think was the 27th, 17th.
It's the 17th, yeah.
That's your next one? Okay, we'll do it at that meeting. I guess I'll get that in front of you. If you have an agenda to put it on?
Yeah, it's already on there.
It's on there? Okay, good. I want to draw your attention to section 3. Just so you know, I'm not asking for this to be put on for first reading. You can, but I want you to really look it over. I don't want this to be a hasteful decision or a quick decision. I want it to be a well-thought-out decision on wording, so we don't miss anything. The section 3, the general fund contingency reserve shall be maintained at a target level equal to 15%, but I go down after it says, as adopted in the city's annual budget pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1458202, unless modified by the council to adjust for economic conditions warranting the change to the initially established 15%. That whole thing could be changed just by referencing what drives that to the ordinance. But that'll be the Codification Committee's recommendation as to how to word that so that we don't have to change it every time the percentage changes. I just dropped that other in there. Down at the bottom, the paragraph, the last paragraph, in the event of an emergency requiring immediate action, I didn't want it to be where we had to convene the council. If there's a true emergency as defined in this ordinance of what an emergency is, declared emergencies, however, it does say that the contingency reserve may be funded, how it's funded. The restricted reserve fund shall only be used in the event of a city council declared disaster declaration. Okay, you may want to ponder that and think of maybe a wording, but you guys would have to say you're going to declare a disaster just like happens in any other government, state government, federal as well. The city council shall then pass a resolution to appropriate the funds. Funds in the contingency reserve may be appropriated only for the following purposes. And you can add to this or you can subtract from it. So I want you to look at those lines. Declared emergencies necessary to protect life, health, safety, and property. Unanticipated or unavoidable expenditures not reasonably foreseeable during budget adoption. Temporary revenue shortfalls caused by economic disruptions or delayed receipt of revenues, such as what we had during the COVID. One-time expenditures that do not create recurring operating obligations. So those are the items that I listed there. There could be more. Remember, this ordinance was modified from AML's suggested ordinance to us. In the event of the emergency requiring immediate action, the mayor is authorized to approve expenditures from the contingency reserve pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 15, they're listed there, provided such expenditures are presented to the council for ratification at the next regular meeting. Reserve funds shall not be used to fund ongoing operating expenditures except on a temporary basis approved by the council. There's no blanket $5,000 thing in this as an exception to this. This all has to be approved by the council. So I wanted the council to utilize their authority to control the reserve, establish the reserve, control the reserve, and approve the funding back to the reserve.
So you first mapped out your succession plan, now you've mapped out when things go bad. So appreciate your diligence. I think we should go ahead and give this life and put it on for the first reading. We can always table it, take as long as we need, so I make a motion to put this on for first reading by title only.
Second.
Did you define emergency in here somewhere?
It might be in, if it's not in the ordinance, it's in the narrative.
We have a motion and a second.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Oh, I didn't, that's a good point.
I mean, yes. Okay, yes.
First reading.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
It's unanimous. An ordinance establishing a general fund contingency reserve, providing funding, use, administration, and replenishment, ensuring compliance with generally accepted accounting principles, Arkansas law, and governmental accounting standards, and for other purposes.
I just housing 2 extra pets is not an emergency, you know what I'm saying? I didn't wanna.
Well, you declare it,
Right.
so it's however you define it.
Quick question, Tom. So I guess GAAP is general accounting practices?
Standards board, yeah.
General,
Yes.
and what's GASB is? The board.
I like Stuart with all these acronyms.
Yeah.
Gatsby?
I mean, Chief Brad.
GASB, General Accepted, that's the General Accounting Standards Board. The governmental accounting is the other one.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And the FASB is financial accounting, well, it's all.
Accountants are as bad as the Army.
GASB is actually listed there, it's right before it, Government Accounting Standards Board, GASB.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Number 8 is finance again, resolution adjusting salary matrix for federal 2.8% COLA.
The one that says copy is the one previously you did. Well, I mean, that's just the latest copy of it, so. We just updated it with the federal COLA amount of 2.8%.
Copy is the one we're using or the other one?
The copy is the old one.
The non-copy one
This is what we're going to?
Yeah. I mean,
is a
you
new,
can see in the,
updated.
up there in the first whereas, it says 2.8%, and then the title, it's different than the copy.
This is just a housekeeping deal, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
No,
Just
Well, I got-
increasing all the minimums and maximums
Yeah.
like we do with the COLA.
I got a question. So this resolution is adjusting, the matrix by the federal cost of living. However, but when we, in the budget, we're providing COLAs based on the Arkansas cost of living.
Correct, you reduce the amount that you're gonna offer as the award, but that actually, way back when, like 4 years ago, 5 years
Yeah.
ago, you created the distance for those that are at the max right now by moving the scale based on the national COLA. That's the salary scale that we're going with. If you wanna change that, that's totally up to you, but if you move it only by COLA, you're not accomplishing anything as far as distance, and you're not moving that position's max. That's the only reason why you did that.
Okay.
You don't have to give any of that, I mean, it's just moving the salary scale, both the min and the max, right?
Yeah, I just couldn't remember why we budgeted for the state COLA, but then the resolution adopts the federal COLA. But that's, I understand that now.
Yeah. We had so many at the max.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second. Motion and second to adopt the resolution.
Who seconded?
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yeah.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. Number 9, City Clerk Treasurer Resolution adopting procedure rules for 2026.
We were supposed to do this in January, just because typically I present this to y'all every January, but I forgot it.
Has
Any
anything
changes?
changed?
No,
This
I'll
is
make a
the
motion.
exact one we did last year.
yeah.
Make a motion, we adopt this resolution.
Second. Motion second to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Number 10 is, I didn't write down, can you read your,
Ordinance to annex fire station property, and this is Travis's baby.
thank you. Closer, if you'll take this.
So what you have here is an annexation, well, it's an ordinance accepting an annexation. It's for the city-owned property out on Mount Zion Road that I think we talked about for a fire station possibly in the future. Exhibit A would be the court order granting the annexation. Exhibit B would be a depiction of the property.
Okay. We own the little office deals there, right? The 3 or 4 we rent?
Yes.
Is that property what we're talking about, or are we talking about behind it, kind of, down 71?
In front of it, if you will, or between it and the it is on the highway.
It's part of it.
It's all part of it. Did we annex the building?
We're annexing the building right here? Yeah, this
Well, I
part.
thought we'd already annexed the building. Huh? Half of the building's annexed?
Already.
We did that when we annexed the rental place.
Blowing that up. That's just blowing
Yeah.
that up.
Are you sure?
Kinda like standing two.
Oh, I see.
It's blowing that up.
I got it, I see it now.
The line is right here.
And this little B rectangle's probably what's locked in there, baby.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You're not, that's not city sewer there, correct?
City sewer is on the other side of Highway 71.
Right.
I think it's on septic, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
on septic.
Yeah, this is, says it's
Do not
no
put sewer
services
out.
extended to the extended
Water
areas.
sewer this year.
No, we do not.
Excuse me, I'll have to.
Who all's up for reelection if you run water and sewer
Yeah,
that
no.
land? Good luck.
City sewer and things are already present in the area.
If you'll,
There's already water there?
if you'll look at section 3, there's a typo we'll fix. It says there's no city services scheduled to be extended to the area in question. I thought city sewer was there. We'll just take that out. But I,
We can state that city sewer is provided because it is on the right of way adjacent to the property. Even though it's across the highway, it's still accessible.
or we can leave it like it is.
It says it's present in the area, so that's true, right?
It is the area,
Just
the
hooked
area
onto
being
it.
across the highway.
But it does have James Fork water, yeah.
Yes, and there is a fire hydrant on the northern corner. A Greenwood fire hydrant.
Who are our renters out there at this moment?
Let's see, they've been consistent for about a year, year and a half.
So the,
That's somebody that would be long-term renters, that we can see if we want to install. But if they, that didn't come through over at the other one, one we use as storage, because we run out of storage space, but the other one, I'm trying to think, it's a roofing company, and then the other one has a,
it's that robotics one, the Walden? Which side
Wayland
of
still got it? Braden still got it renting from you? Braden, Wayland? Wayland? Oh,
Well, which, is he on the side that has to collect city sales and use tax and remit it, or is he on the side that is not at this moment?
No, because of the city limit.
So if we annex him in, then he's gonna collect city sales tax and remit it. Well, that's good for us.
That's like we run things.
See, that, it's going up. It's a trend.
I mean, he's selling robots, that's not like selling donuts. That might help.
you still rent from the city.
Okay. What say ye, council?
Well, I make a motion, we put this on by title only for the first reading.
Second. Motion second.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
It's unanimous. An ordinance annexing certain real property within the city limits of Greenwood, Arkansas, assigning the same to wards and for other purposes.
Thank you.
And I make a request to waive the second, and third reading. It's city-owned property that has no effect on anybody else.
What's the emergency?
It's not that there's necessarily an emergency. I don't want to enact the emergency clause, just waiving the second, and third reading.
No.
I think, I don't see that it's needed. Do y'all? I mean, he can go the 3 months.
Yes.
What do you, wait for somebody to come complain?
Oh, miss collecting taxes for 2 months? That guy may not figure it out for 6 months until the Department of Finance Administration finds him. So,
I just take
We've owned that building for 10 years. I don't see where the emergency is.
Well, he's not looking for emergency clause, just to skip 2 more readings and then adopt it in 30 days.
No. I think it needs to go through its process. I would rather,
Is there a reason, Travis?
That's y'all's prerogative.
I agree, since it's an annexation, let's just wait, do the other 2 readings.
Maybe Shirley Walters wants to come opine.
Insurance.
Do you,
Something nefarious or crazy. Being split right down the middle of it. Half the building's in the EMD fire district, the other half is in Greenwood City District right now.
we're not the first call on half of that building. Yes.
That's right to consider. You might as well just get it. It's your building, you might as well just get it. Oh, I should have done about 10 years.
I think we ought to go through the process, but that's just one vote.
I agree.
I'd like to go through the process.
1, 2, 3.
There's 4 of y'all over there, so y'all can take care of it.
Yep. Your prerogative.
Every one of them, all of them. Dogs, cats.
Do I have a motion to waive and second reading? Second, third reading. Do I have a motion?
No.
If it not, it fails, okay. To answer your question, you can ask, but
Yeah. You can ask, but you shall not be granted.
that's right.
Maybe next month we'll waive the 3rd reading.
There you go.
Throw 'em a curveball.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Department reports and questions from council.
Is anybody from the water people here, wastewater?
Wastewater,
I'm sorry, not wastewater, just water.
water, no. You asking about the break?
No, I'm asking about the fire hydrant over here across from the lodge and how we were having to pay for that. I thought we had a deal worked out where
Split.
there was, either split. Now, the new performing arts deal's wanting to go over there. They certainly don't have enough money to probably come up with it. And I thought that the city had like 2 hydrants a year they could put in somewhere. We didn't ask to take the one out that got took out. I don't know why the lodge and the performing arts, if they happen to get on board, have to pay to put it back in.
So that is correct. Our policy was 2 fire hydrants a year. So
That seems like a decent place to put one since we. Right. Mm-hmm.
Across the street down there, it was not a true 6-inch line to the hydrant there. He told me it really wasn't something that the city could fight fire off of. And I was like, the whole thing, I asked them for, I wouldn't ask them if they would put the hydrant back in. So they took the hydrant out years ago.
Yeah.
They didn't put it back in. And that's our main street. I mean, that's
Right.
our commercial.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, the water commission said that they would take care of half if, the lodge would take care of half. And so that's how we left it last fall, is that it would be done half-east. So I don't know who's in charge of doing that first. I mean, I left it as, that was just me talking to them, and they made that decision. So the water commission would have to tell you what their plan is on that.
Well, I'd asked Posey before about it. He was hoping that he could work his magic with the commission and just pay for it or put it back in or be one of the
Yeah.
2 free ones we put in.
I don't think there's a guarantee about the free ones. I think that was just something he was doing. I mean, unless, I don't take
Yeah,
care of
it's-
his budget, but I don't
it's a
know.
policy that just predated the commission, and then we assumed the commission just carried it over, and maybe.
That'd be your discussion with him, 'cause I don't know.
I'll bring it back up. I think we may have already paid the lodge as a,
I think there was definitely one free hydrant, or hydrant put in this year, but I can't remember if there were 2.
I know it used to be 2, but like I said, that was pre-commission.
Where did they put in the one this year?
I just know they didn't want to set a precedent of
Probably
putting
East
in stuff
Village.
for people, but the whole thing was one had been removed from that spot. If one had not been removed and it was just an area that, somebody was developing, I wouldn't even come and ask them. Our whole thing right there is, there used to be one over
Tom might
by-
have an answer to that question about
the
the
fire
hydrants
garden.
being added.
so.
It's in the budget, there's one
And one cost.
and one cost share.
Well, isn't
I
that
mean-
cost share it?
That's the cost share.
The Masonic Lodge doesn't even own that property though, right? I mean, they're leasing it from the city, so.
City has it.
I mean, what, Yeah,
city's
we're
property,
asking
so
the
why?
leasee to put in I agree. I mean, if they took one out, it was just good practice to put one back.
Well, and it would help
That's up to
the
you guys.
fine arts, forget the old farts at the lodge and fat guys, me and Sturt, Jeff. But the performing arts deal is gonna be over there.
And Councilman Terry.
So, do you need to come to the Water and Wastewater Commission
think-
meeting?
I
and
think- Yeah,
ask
when is
about-
that?
Wednesday night, 6 o'clock.
This coming Wednesday? I don't know.
It got
Those
canceled
people
because
don't
of
like
the
me.
weather. So it's rescheduled.
Didn't see that.
I don't
Do you
know.
need
I
to
might
talk
send a
to-
representative.
You need to talk to Mr. Posey to have him ask the commission?
I will again. I'll call him tomorrow. Is he on vacation somewhere?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Good question. I
Well-
like the idea too of putting something back that we, the city, took out.
I mean, it's
You're
gonna
talking about
cost the
the one
lodge
in the corner?
$5,000 or whatever, but I just, it's money we don't need to spend. We shouldn't have to spend.
Charlie,
That's what I said corner, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Those meetings are long, aren't they?
Hey, while
Okay.
we're on the,
If I'm there.
while we're on the topic of water, so I ate lunch today in town at one of our local restaurants, and, they weren't selling drinks because of boil order. And I'm like, what? I was like, wait a minute, you're not in the boil order. So apparently Channel 5, they got some misinformation that the entire city was under boil order. So
That is incorrect.
yeah.
Yeah, they evidently didn't. Yeah,
So,
they just didn't, never mind. Yeah,
yeah.
Where'd you eat?
that's true.
What they said.
You get a damn shake instead of a drink.
Was it shake good?
No.
I never had one from there.
I do wanna,
Choke it down with a hammer.
they're not here, Tim's not here, I do wanna, to my knowledge, there was quick action out there, I don't know, did any of your folks end up working with that, Tanya? So they got on that,
Two, Mayor.
two from you,
Two different occurrences. One was at Houston and, Texton Loop.
yeah, I knew
And
Cape,
then there was the one at Chapel.
okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, they got on it quick. I do know they hired third party this time, Goodwin and Goodwin, to get on it. More aggressive, I suppose, with even more equipment, so was taken care of in a timely manner, so. I saw it on Facebook and then drove,
Had to be real.
yeah, it had to be real, and drove out there and sure enough it was, so. But they did.
Teresa did tell you, didn't
Teresa called me, yes, she did, do
she? Before you saw on the Facebook?
no,
Oh.
yeah, it was after, the next day, actually. Or no, I don't know, but it was after. But I appreciated the call from her to alert me of that. Chief mentioned it today in our department head meeting, we gotta come up with a little more, and it probably gonna fall on me, but I didn't have a chance to call Chief before he called me to include his department to know, because, the subdivision that I still can't remember the name, I've only lived here my whole life, Park Heights, was low on pressure, and so if Chief had to go out there to fight a fire, the fire department needs to know that, so we didn't get that communicated quite like we need to, so we'll fix that problem. Or try to do better.
Then I guess when you find out, you tell the directors or something?
Right. Yeah. So, anything else for any of these department heads?
Yes, I just had one on Casey. I was just kind of looking at your report, and you said out there the pavilion booking, it looked like it dropped, huh?
I was just fixing to ask a question.
That it dropped off significantly, you know, in 2026, we had 110 and 25, and, well, this says 26, 53. Is that what's proposed so far? I guess I'm just now reading that wrong. I thought that was 25. So we have 53 for 26. I mean, that, yeah, we might still hit that, what, like saying, okay.
No, it can't be December 26th, November 26th. We didn't get there yet.
Right, yeah. But that's what I was looking at, so, sorry, I corrected. 'Cause these are, they're pre-bookings.
Oh, those are pre-bookings.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought that was 2025.
Okay, anything for any other department head?
Let me ask you this. We're talking about the chief in the rental property, the guy that's renting from you is a good friend of mine. And so y'all were talking about if it comes into, when it comes into the city, having to pay taxes on something. I don't know if he's doing any selling out of that, or do y'all think he is selling?
I have no idea.
He does,
You mentioned that, didn't you?
robotic, what's it called? There's a word. Right. Yeah, he is. I don't know if it was like just his office or maybe a storage area, but I'm just giving him a heads up that he may have to start paying taxes. I want to know that.
If he's doing point of sale work.
Yes, right.
He'll be required to pick up that extra percentage for the city of Greenwood. But I figure his business is probably a little bit more like mine, maybe a little bit more like Mike McAllister out there. Gigantic place, but they're not remitting any city sales and use tax because their point of sale is off.
He's usually at Glatfelter's or at where I work or in Vegas or in Orlando.
He's probably picking up and remitting their sales tax. It's probably point of sale. Now, if he's mailing some parts and pieces out of that place, that may be the point of sale is right there in Greenwood, and he may be remitting that.
Okay, I was just wanting to let him know. Thanks, appreciate it.
He's
Go
remitting
right
sales
into
tax
council
on the-
forum.
at the state.
Gentlemen,
You'd just be adding the city onto it.
Thanks, the roads
yeah.
were done well. Except for,
It was a challenge this time.
yeah, appreciate all y'all's effort. I know it was hard.
Yeah.
Just kept refreezing and
Yeah.
used a lot of salt and sand.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Bob?
That was good.
Quick report, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
We kind of have kicked ourselves off. We've done our homework. We've gotten a lot of cooperation on the sales tax from all their department heads. They put together a lot of good information. We met with staff this morning to kind of do some more plotting and planning. We'll have their first town hall here Thursday at 6:30. I hope some of the council can come in case there are questions from the public, because this is a sales tax that you guys set the rules on. We have written, I've got editorial op-eds going out. We've got all of our points going on. I did check, there's no big assembly at the school on the staff development day. So, but that was an opportunity we thought we might find. I've asked Richard McKinney to talk to VFW and given him some points. I was gonna grab Buddy, but he got away, but we're gonna try to see if we can get over to the Masonic Lodge, to their meeting. We're going to meet with the police, 23rd, 10th, fire department, fire meeting.
Senior Center.
We've got the senior center coming up next week,
Right.
11th. Yeah.
11th, I think.
So
11th.
we've got the pieces, I think, to begin to put together to kind of go on the road and do our dog and pony show. If any of you guys are gonna be able to contribute financially, get it to me by Thursday, and we'll decide what we're gonna do, which would probably be some signs that we'll do. Am I missing anything, Mr. Mayor?
I don't think so. Get out there and talk it up and get people to
Yep,
vote.
I'm gonna send you, I think I've got everybody's cell phone number. I'm gonna send you on your cell phones all our talking points and things, so you'll all have it with you all the time. And we're gonna start multiplying those. Everything we do, whether it's on social media, and those, we're gonna start doing those from our office 2 or 3 times a week. And then asking you all to just share them. Everything that you see that we send out, share them. And the same thing, anything we'll send you on your phones, just share it. Just share it out to people. That way you don't have to remember anything, just share it out to other people.
Make it easy.
Yeah, thank you, Bob, for your diligence on working on this hard. And Jeff, you and I need to meet with, I get Kim tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's get our sign,
Don't figure that, good,
get that
good.
figured out.
I think she's got something made.
These are the signs that we're gonna put out to say this is what that's paid for, or that's how that got
Yeah,
paid.
just to let people know, this is awareness, you
not
know,
to vote one way or
that things have
another.
already been done.
And you're wanting us here Thursday at 6:30,
Thursday here at 6:30,
this Thursday.
town hall. Yeah, that announcement's out. We're trying to share that out now, and so, you know,
Yeah, but-
hopefully we'll.
If a citizen
have
wants
some
to
folks come
contribute
up that'll be interested.
for the sign making thing, do we just drop off a check to the
Yeah,
chamber?
just check, cash, whatever, I'll give you a receipt, and if we don't use it, we'll get it back, so. Just to,
And there ought to be some, when you go out and meet with someone, come up with a list of people that you want to talk to specifically, and ask those people to contact, and not only contact, but remind them on the day of the vote to get out there and do that vote. So one person calls 5, says, I'll remind you the day before, get out and vote, and try to do it mechanically.
That's why on our talking point thing, we put the sheet on the back, write down names of 5. We did that this morning in the council meeting. Everybody sat down and actually wrote down names of who they're gonna call to forward that on to, and that's a department head meeting, I'm sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
They just think they're the council.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
council members had it last month, so that, yes, exactly.
But I mean, the people that you contact, encourage them to contact 5.
Yeah, yeah.
And not only that, but just make sure, tell them, hey, I'm gonna remind you the day before to get out there
Yeah,
and
get
vote.
it where people are tired of hearing from you, and, call them again, and
Don't
ask them
make
to
'em
call
vote no,
somebody, and
no.
that's how all of that multiplies. And y'all please call me if the idea, Steve has called me with a couple of ideas already, so y'all call me if something pops up, call me, text me, let me have an idea.
Yeah, we just don't need to be lackadaisical about it. I mean, a lot of times it's just, it's gonna pass, it'll be fine. Well, we gotta get them to the poll.
We think we got a good, intelligent group of voters in our city, and they support what our city does. But we need to make sure that they know the facts. Here's that our council has done, and I pointed out today a couple of times that y'all have gotten beat on a little bit. But as your finance director said to you in your last budget meeting, we're on the right track. And I think we can say that to our voters, we're on the right track.
And it's at March 3rd
March 3rd,
at the EMS building?
at the EMS building and at,
On the day of the election, all the polls will be
yeah, I only say all of them on
Yeah.
3rd. Yeah, just tomorrow's vote is just in
And
2
they're-
places.
They're all
Yeah.
voting centers, so you can go, it doesn't matter where you
Where you-
live, you can pull up that
Yeah,
ballot.
you can
wherever
vote any of them now.
That's just the early voting spot right
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But if you wanna go on your day of election, you
Yeah.
can go there.
Yeah, As far as I know, that's gonna be the early voting place, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, for the primary,
Where's the
yeah.
other places?
There's, the Safe Shelter at Ben Guerin, I think Wright Hill Baptist,
Central City Baptist,
Washburn Fire Department,
Washburn Fire Department,
yeah.
someplace in
There's a lot
Charleston.
scattered out in the county.
yeah.
So
But
those-
for city limits of Greenwood, on March 3rd, it'll be our regular polling places.
Now, that vote,
We only have one, it's the
Yeah, 'cause
voting,
that's not out in the
voting
county,
center,
you
that's
would
the
vote.
change that was made back
You can't vote out in the county.
so we're not doing the fair barn anymore.
Any of those places he just said.
Don't ask why.
That's a county property, I guess?
It floods.
Just for the city?
Oh,
That's weird that
They thought it was, they assumed
Oh.
it was, but the deal there is there's more parking.
right,
There's no parking over at all the road department people are parking.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So they haven't done themselves any
Hey,
favors,
Bob.
so I don't know why
Maybe for
they
other-
changed somebody else made.
Talking about voting in any of those precincts?
I'm sorry?
Did you say we could vote in any of
You
those?
can go vote at any voting.
Any
center.
voting
for
center.
For a city of Greenwood
Yeah.
tax?
Yes,
That's gonna be on those?
because there's like.
Or is it because of the other issues on the ballot?
Well, there's like 120, maybe more now, different ballots.
Right.
And so they put, based on your precinct that you vote in, and all that is the one that comes up.
Yeah, it's in the computer, so they punch in your and and your ballot punches out.
She
Now,
sent me the
still,
precincts,
You
and
would
there's
tell people,
220 of
go
them
to
on
your
there.
voting place.
Yeah,
Because
the
you're gonna
easier just-
confuse a little old lady
Some
judge
of
over
them
there.
there's overlap, though, as
Okay.
far as the.
I just saw a
ballot
count of
goes. So there's less ballots than there are polling locations.
But remember, your election judges all call me young man, so don't confuse them.
You young whippersnapper.
Thank y'all. Please call me,
Thank
give me input, because this is, the people in this room, in this building will make this happen.
And on a voting note, vote tomorrow.
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
is just Republican vote if you are a Republican.
Yeah.
You can vote.
And you can vote if you're a Democrat, but you have to sign up to be a Republican. I witnessed that the other day.
You can be an independent and vote. You can't be a registered Democrat.
Right.
There's
Unless you
less,
change your party right there in front of them.
there's less than 450 people voted
Yeah.
at lunch.
So far.
So this is pretty
Is
important.
that over here?
Yeah,
Yeah, that.
EMS.
pretty important.
Yeah, there was only a little over 100 vote margin in that primary.
And there was no Terrys on my list that had voted, so pick up all your
When did you
cousins.
get a list?
Huh?
When was your list?
You can,
At lunch.
Well, that list's wrong.
Okay, good.
I voted last week.
Roger was on the
you were
list.
on there.
Yeah, and the mayor was on the list.
My wife was not. She will be tomorrow.
I didn't see any makers.
Is it who we voted for?
Mine have all been out of town.
Absentee ballot.
Okay,
Not from Orlando.
is that, yes, sir.
Answer to your question.
Or Indianapolis.
Michelle's
Delmar.
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 That was gonna be my last comment, to be sure and remember Michelle and her family in your prayers. It's been a long thing for her, so. Anything from anybody else? Thank you for a good meeting. Got a lot done. Appreciate everybody.
Polls close at 7:30 tomorrow, by the way.
Polls close at 7:30 tomorrow.
Motion adjourned.
Go vote. Motion adjourned. Second.
Second.
Thank you very much. Closure. We call